13?
Yeah.
Start at 10.
Yeah.
The most serious consequence for the short and middle term is the possibility of massive famines in certain parts of the world, especially the poorest regions. World needs for food rise by 2.5% or more per year, making a modest allowance for improved diets and nutrition. At a time when readily available fertilizer and well-watered land is already largely being utilized. Therefore, additions to food production must come mainly from higher yields. Countries with large population growth cannot afford constantly growing imports. But for them to raise food output steadily by 2 to 4% over the next generation or two is a formidable challenge.
Yeah, but there you go right there. You got them focusing in on the natural resources and population control. Okay? And that's the way these devils work. That's the way these devils work. So that's it on that.
It's got key insights.
Oh yeah, finish that off.
Okay, key insights. The U.S. economy will require large and increasing amounts of minerals from abroad, especially from less developed countries. It says see National Commission on Materials Policy. Toward a National Materials Policy, Basic Data and Issues, April 1972, said that fact gives the U.S. enhanced interest in the political, economic, and social stability of the supplying countries. Wherever a lessening of population pressures through reduced birth rates can increase the prospects for such stability, population policy becomes relevant to resource supplies and to the economic interest of the United States.
See, that's how we know Esau's in power, man. When you understand these scriptures, man, that's how you know Esau's in power. Like it says in Second Ezra, the sixth chapter, man. That's how you know Esau's in power, man, because he's after the resources.
All right.
Okay? And then on top of that, when you go to Genesis 27, he shall live by the sword and the fatness of it. And matter of fact,
Genesis 27 and 38. Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessed my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling should be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword shall thou live, and shall serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke off of thy neck.
That happened during the time of when Israel in the southern kingdom, right? That happened that time when we was over there in Jerusalem. Edom separated, broke the yoke, and then that happened during the Dark Ages. Okay? And here he is, Esau's in power, and he living by the sword, right? And he took all the natural resources. And that's what we read, that this Edomite in the Memorandum 200, they after the resources. So that's how we know that. That's another way how we know that's Edom, how we filter their documents, and how we filter through the scriptures and let you know that that's Esau, man. And they all after the resources, man. And they the devil that the Bible speaks of. That's you know? And it's prophecy that was going to happen. You know? Go ahead. That was it on that.
Yeah.
Genesis.
Okay. It says, that fact gives the U.S. enhanced interest in the political, economic, and social stability of the supplying countries. Wherever a lessening of population pressures through reduced birth rates can increase the prospects for such stability, population policy becomes relevant to resource supplies and the economic interests of the United States.
So it's the United States controlled by the Rothschild. Because if you look at the United States, they're the only nation of people that got embassies in damn near every country. Damn near every country that got resources in it. You got a military base there. Every damn work. And the elites use them as a spearhead. American military as a spearhead to take the resources. So they can keep that Edomite supremacy. No? Go ahead. You can go to Google. You can go to Google Images, or they type in American military bases all over the world. Type in something like that, to find out where they all at. They probably give you one from 2006 or something like that. You got to look it up yourself. But I'm just saying.
The location of known reserves, higher grade ores of most minerals favors increasing dependence of all industrialized regions on imports from less developed countries. The real problems of mineral supplies lie not in basic physical sufficiency, but in the political, economic issues of access, terms for exploration and exploitation, and division of the benefits among producers, consumers, and host country governments. Says, whether through government action, labor, conflicts, sabotage, or civil disturbance, the smooth flow of needed materials will be jeopardized.
See that? Read that again.
Whether through government action, labor conflicts, sabotage, or civil disturbance, the smooth flow of needed materials will be jeopardized.
So it's all in jeopardy. Those resources that they continue to get, it's all in jeopardy because of what you see what's going on in the world. Right. Everybody's starting to rise up against each other. Okay? According to Habakkuk, they're starting to say, look, you doing all this, we tired of you taking our resources. So it's all in jeopardy. Behind the scenes, everything's in jeopardy. That's why we always tell you, so-called white man empire is falling, man. It's falling. Esau is falling. Go ahead.
Says, although population pressure is obviously not the only factor involved, these type of frustrations are much less likely under conditions of slow or zero population growth. Populations with high proportion of growth, young people who are in much higher proportions in many LDCs, less developed countries.
Or least developed countries.
Yeah, least developed countries are likely to be more volatile, unstable, prone to extremes, alienation, and violence than an older population. These young people can more readily be persuaded to attack the legal institutions of the government or real property of the establishment.
So that's why they got to keep up that division.
God.
That's why they got all that propaganda on the news, and that's why they got propaganda, and they pay mercenaries, and they pay certain people to start certain stuff to keep the people fighting amongst themselves, because that anger ain't aimed towards the government, that would jeopardize them natural resources making it to the elites and them controlling. But you see all this chaos going on in the world. Just like I was telling the brother, and he mentioned it on the before the camera came on. What I did was, I ain't click on the video, but on the actual video. But what I did was went on Press TV and clicked video and looked at all the title of the videos, right? Then I went on RTV and clicked on the videos and looked at all the titles of the videos, and Al Jazeera with the same thing, and all I seen was war. Topics of war and sanctions, separation and division. That's all I seen. So we in that time of war, man. We in that time, man. Go ahead.
It says, these young people can more readily be persuaded to attack the legal institutions of the government or real property of the establishment. Imperialist, multinational corporations, or other often foreign influences blamed for their troubles. We must take care that our activities should not give the appearance to the least developed countries of an industrialized country policy directed against the LDCs.
See, so that's Henry Kissinger laying this out and doing studies on countries in 1974 to keep their Edomite supremacy. Go ahead.
Caution must be taken that in any approaches in this field we support in the least developed countries are ones we can support within this country. Third world leaders should be in the forefront and obtain credit for successful programs.
See? So it's all the front. It's all the smoke screen, man. They put them leaders up there. They push out their propaganda, right? Like it's benefiting the people. And the whole time, they got programs saying it's gonna benefit the people, but the whole time they stealing the resources, snatching them right from up under you. And the people steady getting oppressed, and they can't figure out when they vote what the hell going on. And when they so-called president get in office, they can't figure out why the hell he's so corrupt. They can't figure it out. Hell, they stealing the resources right from up under your nose. That's the way the devil works. You see? All this information coming out, man, that's why they want to shut this web off, man, because it's dangerous. Too much information is spoiling and exposing them. I want to say, too much information is exposing them. That's deadly when you tell the truth in a place that was founded on lies. That's deadly to that establishment. And what you see on the internet, the Urim and the Thummim, you see truth is coming out. First, all you had was Fox News and CNN. Now you're seeing truth coming out. Now you're seeing the men of the Lord on the highways and byways giving you the balance of truth. And then when you go examine all this other stuff, you see the balance of lies. And then that helps you determine, okay, this is the truth and this is a lie. Okay? It gives you that full circle of balance. And then you come to the conclusion when you got to understand the scriptures that this place got to go and the white man is a devil that the Bible speaks of. Right. Go ahead.
It says, in this context, it is important to demonstrate to the least developed country leaders that such family planning programs have worked and can work within a reasonable period of time. In this sensitive relations, however, it is important in style as well as substance to avoid the appearance of coercion. Abortion as a geopolitical strategy is mentioned several dozen times in the report.
That's a geopolitical strategy. Abortion. Man.
It says abortion as a geopolitical strategy is mentioned several dozen times in the report with suggestive implications. No country has reduced its population growth without resorting to abortion. Under developing country conditions, foresight methods under developing country conditions, foresight methods not only are frequently unavailable, but often fail because of ignorance, lack of preparation, misuse, and non-use. Because of these latter conditions, increasing numbers of women in the developing world have been resorting to abortion.
Man, there you go, man. So they've been programmed to do that, man. Because it's all behind the scenes. That's what the elites want to happen. They want to control the population. There's too many of you people. And that's how they look at it. The higher up. So you think they for you? No. Esau is against you. And they show you in that movie, Fast and Furious 7, that everybody gonna be chipped. Right? And you ain't gonna have no escape to go nowhere. They gonna know your every move. So that's less freedom, man. They wanna put you more in the box, man. So if you with this so-called New World Order, death to you, man. Death and destruction to you. You 2/3, man.
Way up.
Sirach 11 and 10.
Yeah.
Sirach 11 and 10. My son, Meddle not with many matters.
No, Sirach 10 and 7.
10 and 7. Pride is hateful before the Most High and man.
Pride is hateful before the Most High. This devil is proud, thinking he gonna rule forever. This devil is proud, thinking he gonna rule forever, man. And continue to get these resources. Continue on with his agenda and complete it, which is his new world order. To have everybody enslaved, everybody chipped up, and control you and make you submit to him and say that he's your Lord, he's your master, and nobody else. That's Esau, man. It ain't gonna work. Go ahead.
Says,
that's the pride of the devil.
says, Sirach 11, 10 and 7. Pride is hateful before the Most High and man, and both doth one commit iniquity, and by both does one commit iniquity. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Translated from one people to another. From Esau to Jacob. 2nd Ezra 6 chapter.
2nd Ezra 6. 2nd Ezra 6 and start at 7.
Yeah, wherever's the good part.
Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? And when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?
The end of Esau and the beginning of end of Esau rulership and the beginning of Israel rulership. Jacob. Go ahead.
Verse 8.
Which is the Negro, Latinos, and Native American. Esau, the so-called white man.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. Verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that which followeth.
That world is an age. So that's the transition right there. All these injuries and these riches got by deceit, Esau world gonna end, his rulership gonna end, and Jacob gonna come into power, which is the Negro, Latinos, and Native American. That was the point of me getting that scripture.
Yeah, verse 8, it says, they holding the heel, that's symbolic of Israel taking down Esau with the help of Yahweh Shai. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of that which followeth. It says, the hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. Others question, Ezra asked thou not. God. So the Lord getting ready, like you said, this is the end of the eon, pituitary of age, man. It's going to be over for Esau. You know? And that's one of those mysteries, man. If you're not part of the elect, you're not going to know. You know? Those are the mysteries that he gives to the prophets.
All right. Now I was saying how the angels work on the minds, and he went to Job, what was it?
33.
33?
15.
And 15? Right? How the most high program when you sleep. So in Daniel's, what I was talking about was Daniel's started the 9th. Well, Daniel 10 and 5 talk about Yahweh Shai. Okay? But start at 9.
Yet heard I the voice of his words, and when I heard the voice of his words, then was I in a deep sleep on my face.
Yeah, that's talking about Yahweh Shai. And Daniel is talking about Yahweh Shai. Okay? Go ahead.
And my face toward the ground. Verse 10, and behold, an hand touched me, which set me up on my knees and upon the palms of my hands. And he said unto me, O Daniel, a man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak unto thee.
Go ahead.
It says, and stand upright, for unto thee am I now sent.
Unto thee now I am sent. But what was he at before he came to Daniel? Go ahead.
It says, I am sent. And when he had spoken these words unto me, I stood trembling. Then said unto me, Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst set thine heart to understand and to chasten thyself before thy power, thy words were heard, and I am come for thy words.
Right? Go ahead.
But the prince of the kingdom of Persia...
Up. That's where he was before he came to Daniel. Okay? Go ahead.
But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me.
I withstood me because they were working on his mind to influence him to do certain things. And back then, their mind was strong because they wasn't eating no GMO. Okay? So Yahweh Shai was working on the mind of the prince of Persia, right? And he had to call Michael the archangel to help him. So how much more today on these weak minds, right? On these weak minds of these elites. So, like I was saying earlier, the Most High controlled Esau on the left-hand side. Okay? He worked on the mind of Esau. And here's the evidence that Yahweh Shai and the angels does that. Go ahead.
But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 120 days. But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, and I remained there with the king of Persia.
So they were working on the mind of the king of Persia, right? So are not they working on the mind of the elites today? Yes. They using the elites to bring forth certain prophecies that's supposed to be fulfilled in the scripture. Mainly, the main one is their RFID chip, which Sabak, he can't get it. He can't get it. He think it's John 3:16. He think it's a philosophy. Sabak, dude. Stay away from that dude, man. And we was telling earlier, you brothers that's coming out here that's learning this truth and watching these videos, and you know you're an Israelite, and if the spirit on you to get out there and teach, go teach. But stay away from Sabak, stay away from Israelite United in Christ, because they bringing out rap videos. They feel like they gonna rap their way into the kingdom. Saying Jesus Christ. They off. Okay? Captain Crunch, ISUPK, the black Captain Crunch, Johanna, he ain't nowhere to be found. And then he using Tazariak. He using Tazariak, which they don't teach that the mark of the beast is the RFID chip. They'll tell you the name of Yahweh Shema Shai, but Captain Crunch, Johanna, said the RFID chip is the embargo. He out of his mind. Okay? And then you got GOCC, Rakar, Bubble-eyed Blackfish is what we call him. He teaches about mermaid, and he teaching about the demons made of dinosaurs. And he's singing. Oh man, you people. Oh boy. And the demons, man, they dudes come up with anything. They just say anything, man. And then Bach come up with the false doctrine saying John 3:16 is the RFID chip. Man, you just can't do right, Bach. You just can't do right, man. You just can't do right, man. Then they'll say the RFID chip is a conspiracy theory, and it's a sensationalism, and it's a philosophy. That's what you would say, Zabak. Which we know the RFID chip is the mark of the beast, which we know Cornelius is an Israelite, and we know the mark of the beast is not John 3:16. What's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you, man? You doing too much, man. All them scriptures that you, come on, read. All them scriptures that you come up with, man. But when it comes to the mark of the beast and the Cornelius, you just can't get it right. You just can't get it right, man. And adultery, you just can't get it right, man. Said a man that committed adultery, lack of understanding. And it's showing forth that you lack an understanding by Cornelius and the RFID chip. So the scriptures are true. And you used to pray with Michael the Archangel. I don't know if you repented from that. You used to pray to Michael the Archangel. The elders cut you on that a long time ago. The brothers that been in know about it. The younger brothers don't know. Yeah, him and some other guy in the red garment, red and black garment, praying to Michael the Archangel. And they tell you in Colossians not to do that. Ah, man. Like, what we at?
I'm going to read these last couple of scriptures. This Ephesians 4. 1. I therefore, the prisoner of Yahweh Shai, beseech you that you walk worthy of the vocation wherewith you were called. And that vocation is a spiritual calling that we get, right?
Yeah,
to do this.
Then going to the etymology.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Spiritual blessings that we have, right? To go into this basic occupation of employment, right? Go ahead. 4, 1, 2.
All right. It says, with all lowliness and meekness.
All lowliness and meekness, man. Even though we get this calling, right? We got to be humble too, man. Stay humble at this thing. Go ahead.
It says, with all lowliness and meekness, with long suffering.
With long suffering. So we have to patiently endure these afflictions that we go through in this truth, man. You know? Got to persevere, man. That's what this thing is about. Persevering to the end. Go ahead.
It says, forbearing one another in love.
Forbearing means we got to what? Hold ourselves erect, man. Stand up firm for this truth. And defend this gospel when needed, man. You know? Go ahead.
It says, verse 3, endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace.
So we're endeavoring to keep the what?
The unity of the Spirit.
The unity, the agreement of the what? Spirit. We endeavoring mean what? We're going to earnestly and diligently do this, man. In all earnestness, man. You know? Go ahead.
It says there is one body.
There's one body.
One spirit.
One spirit.
Even as ye are called in one hope of your calling.
One hope of your calling. Your expectations. The expectations of deliverance, man. Israel is one whole body, man. Yahweh Shai is the head of that body, man. And we different parts of that body. Like I said, you have been called a vocation, meaning what? You've been spiritually called to this occupation, to be part of that body. You know? To be a part of that body, to do your part, man. You know? You might think, oh, I have a small part in this thing, but you gotta remember the pinky toe has a big importance on your body, because if you ain't got no pinky toes, your balance gonna be off. But he might say, I'm a small